Everything that is appearing can just be watched. Without this idea that I am the doer of something or I am the experiencer of something. Your primary nature is the witness. We are fundamentally the watching this awareness which sees everything coming and going. And if it helps for some time, we can see if we can take the witnessing position, even if it doesn't feel natural for some time, because the habit has become to take the position of the doer or the experiencer. And we can see this right now. This body is sitting here in front of me and it is saying all of these words. And the hearing of these words is also happening. I cannot find the individual doer who is saying these words. In the same way, your body, this so-called your body, is also sitting in front of you. You see, we're using the term in front doesn't mean there's a physical in front, but you know what I mean. This body is here. It is moving in its own natural way. The senses are functioning in their own natural way. All of it is happening. The idea that I am hearing, the idea that I am speaking, this one is false. This is the idea of doership. You are that in which this entire space appears. All of this is playing inside you, within you. Some can seem more intimate, like the sensations of our body, and some can seem less intimate. Some can seem closer, and some can seem distant. But actually for you, there is no distance. All is within you. And you'll notice that your mind is trying to create some visuals as I'm speaking these words. It is trying to give you a visual representation of what I am speaking. We don't need that. This, your experience right now, is what I am speaking. There has been no individual entity here who's ever spoken any words. If it could exist, it wouldn't know how to move this mouth. You see? All has only been a movement of consciousness, within consciousness. There is no individual ever hearing these words. You are this one being, that I am. And in this way, there is no separation. That's why the sages have said that those who see two, where there are only one, are the ones that are suffering. That is the source of misery, to presume that there is some separation, that there is a distinction, and this one appearance. And let these words become our living truth now. See for yourself, when your own body speaks, see how the words are just emerging, how they are also heard. See how your breath is just happening. There is nobody doing it. Only the mind saying that, yes, I am. You see? But this voice, these thoughts, you see? These thoughts, they wouldn't know how to. You see? If they could tell you how. How are you breathing? You see? You cannot explain it. Because this is just a voice. Which is claiming to be the king of this world, at least the king of your body, but it isn't. It is just one measly voice, the pretender. So all that is moving, all the functioning that is happening is the movement of one consciousness. Action, reaction, relationships, drama, all of this life is just God having fun. Even when our mind comes and says, but how can this be fun? What kind of sadist is God? You see? But God is the one all encompassing. You see? So even every extreme of expression is tasted here. Just experience for yourself that if white had to separate itself into what all colors it is made up of, you would find that the entire color spectrum is there, isn't it? Just in the same way, the one pretending to separate itself into many or into two, then expresses itself in everything that it is made up of, at least to the extent of physical expression possible. So this is the one consciousness which is whiter than white, purer than pure. You see? Then expressing itself in the entire spectrum of colors. And when the mind comes and says, but I should have only blue, or I should have only red, you see, that's when the trouble starts. Because that is not the purpose of this creation. The purpose seems to be to experience everything that is possible to be experienced. So see today for yourself that there is no individual entity, and because there is no individual entity, there is no individual doer, there is no individual experiencer. Because soon after these words you stop hearing, the mind will be quick to say, but what about me? But what about my life? Don't fall for that trick. And say, yes, all this is fine. I see this, but very convincingly, what do I do about my emotions? What do I do about my negative thoughts? What do I do about the sensations in my body? Nothing. Forget about it if you can. It is needless, pointless, meaningless. And we are done with this play now. All your identity is being emptied out already in this moment. How do you want to play now? Some of you call me father. That means that there is some trust. So if there's trust, then know that what I'm saying is true. Check for yourself. You are free. Right now, you are not bound. The instant you buy the butt, the instant you seem to be playing again. But at least then know that it is your play. Meet me as God, saying, yes, I see that I am God, but for the fun of the play, I choose to continue to play in this way. Then that will be a much more fun conversation. For years, some of us have looked together, and for years, we have not found this person. And yet, this is the power of your belief that it can still seem to be real for you. You find no evidence of it in reality, and yet it can continue to seem real for you. This is the great game. This is the great Leela. This is the great hypnosis, self hypnosis, actually. That which does not exist seems to get so much belief, and that which is all there is seems to only get our denial, or mostly get our denial. What kind of magic show is this? There is no person living inside this body, you know this. And there is no person living outside this body, you know this. So, what are we really representing? What is at the core of your existence? What are you really recognizing about yourself when we check? Because all the masters for thousands and thousands of years have gone hoarse now saying check, check, check. So what are we really finding? You will only find yourself. And this self is all there is. Actually, it gives birth to all there is, all that exists, and yet remains complete. All you need to do to confirm this is to leave everything alone. Just let everything be. Don't even try to know yourself. As you leave everything alone, this knowing is unavoidable, inevitable. And what comes to be known? It comes to be known that I am this one awareness. There are no two. Nothing has ever. This self I am and always have been and always will remain.